Fall Convocation 2019 will officially begin with a procession of the graduands and faculty members. Please rise as you are able and remain standing until the completion of the national anthem. Please remain standing to welcome the Chancellor's Party Procession, introduced by the Conservatory Piano Quintet performing Century. Please remain standing for the singing of the National Anthem, which will be performed by Ms. Hannah Pagenkoff.
As we celebrate the accomplishments of graduating students, our honorary doctorate recipient, and the recognition of our professors emeriti. My name is Tim Raleigh, and I am the president and vice chancellor of this fine institution. And I hereby declare Mount Royal's 2019 Fall Convocation, is that fall? Yeah, fall. Fall Convocation open and in session. I'd like to acknowledge that Mount Royal University is located in the traditional territories of the Niitsitapi, Blackfoot, and the people of Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, which includes the Siksika, the Piikani, the Kainai, the Tsuut'ina, and the Iaihe Nakota. We are situated on the land where the Bow River meets the Elbow River. The city of Calgary is also known as Bokinsis in the Blackfoot language, and we now call that the city of Calgary. The city of Calgary is also home to the Métis Nation. Please join me in thanking the Conservatory Piano Quintet, our national anthem singer, Ms. Hannah Pagenkoff, and the Highland Pipers. I'd like to take a moment to ask you to please silence your electronic devices. We would certainly appreciate that. And that includes the platform party. We have a number of individuals with us on stage today that are here to honor our graduates. Dr. Leslie Brown, Provost and Vice President Academic, Mount Royal University Vice Presidents and Associate Vice Presidents, Secretary to General Faculty's Council, Deans, Honorary Doctorate of Laws recipient Dr. Marianne Moser, and Elder Clarence Wolfleg Sr. We also have Associate Deans and Academic Directors of Mount Royal's faculties, institutes, and centers, the President of the Mount Royal Faculty Association, the President of the Mount Royal Staff Association, Professors Emeriti Dr. Joanne Baxter and Ms. Jackie McFarland, members of the Mount Royal University Board of Governors, Dr. Terry Chapman, Provost and Vice President Academic at Medicine Hat College, Ms. Erin Penns, Interim Dean of Arts and Education and Business at Medicine Hat College, and finally, members of the Mount Royal faculty and staff. Please join me in welcoming our Chancellor's Party and Platform Party to the stage. Okay. Please be seated. I would like to now introduce Clarence Wolfleg Sr., or as we know him, Elder McSeacum, who will open the convocation ceremony. On campus, he serves as an elder and spiritual advisor, and he received an honorary Bachelor of Arts of Sociology from Mount Royal in 2016. Elder McSeacum gifted an honor song to the university, which we will hear at the close of today's celebration. Elder McSeacum, will you please join me at the podium?
Okay, next welcome. I say greetings, my relatives. There is a historic event that happened yesterday in Ottawa. One of our own ladies that served with the Calgary Police Service, Cindy Provo, she received a Medal of Merit, the First Lady that has ever received that merit below the officers that always receive it. So this is, as I was watching and praying for this lady, courageous, loving, humble lady, I have advised her many times on some initiatives that she went on. Today, ladies have a very special spot in today's society. Just like our Mother Earth, ladies bring life into this world. We all need help from the knowledge of the childbearers to heal our Mother Earth. So all those of you that are in the study of land, environment, whatever, do all you can to also pay respects to Mother Earth. With that, I would say my prayer in my language, listen with your heart, and I always give you something to think about. My personal motto, ever since I was in residential school, 6 years old, is to take the good things of yesterday, put them with the good things of today, for a better tomorrow. Carry that with you. Ayo, tsipäätäpiu pāki. Ginatuita piiksaakiin oks pommokinan oksiitsikoi. Gaaksaaksis tokemäksniskääks. Ahksuka pionikvadaaksinskis. Näinskiaatsi no taskinimaatstakiu. Omkataaju taskinimaatstakiu. Kähkohtsi pinanaika edintiksin. Anlaki kauttua kanak maatsaa passiit skinimaatsaa. Kiihti päätäpiu no kakammokinnaan. Aamu utsinaa maataa otsipiukua. Ahksuka otsipiukua. Kiihti päätäpiu. Aapsis kanauttuu yksi aaksis sapuukuujiksi. Anneksi kristoa joksuukua vaiks. Ahkamaansta ei kaakkimatsiaa. Kiihti päätäpiu. Pannak jokanistin katsomat noksiitsikoi. No kuutsi poi tännekaan naatto itäpiö. Akitsukaa piuannaka naattaa umkataa ytäskin maatstukiu. Kennak jokanistin katsomat. Ain siitä ammauttohpää. Akan siitä amkanautkaijaa. Kenok sihkatuupinnaan. Naa pijoutsi niistä oatsemaan. Kaamutaan kähti päätä piousen.
Thank you, Elder McSeacom, for those words. I would now like to invite Dr. Leslie Brown, Provost and Vice President Academic, to introduce our newest Professors Emeriti and the Fall 2019 Honorary Degree of Laws recipient. Dr. Brown.
It is now my pleasure to recognize Mount Royal's newest Professors Emeriti. This designation acknowledges faculty members for their significant contributions during their long-term association with Mount Royal University. I am pleased to announce that the Board of Governors, upon recommendation of the General Faculty's Council, has selected Joanne Baxter and Jackie McFarland as Mount Royal's newest Professors Emeriti. Dr. Joanne Baxter has been an integral part of the early childhood education landscape in Alberta and Canada. She joined Mount Royal in 1985 and began teaching in the Disability Study Program. In 1992, Dr. Baxter moved to the Early Learning and Childcare Program, where she served as program chair from 2005 to 2010. She played a key role in developing the applied degree and then the Bachelor of Child Studies degree, the only program of its kind in Western Canada. Dr. Joanne Baxter wrote the textbook, Working with Families, which was published as a 7th edition recently and is used at Mount Royal University today. Dr. Baxter, will you please come forward? Congratulations, Dr. Baxter, once again. Jackie McFarland's commitment to Mount Royal and students has been unwavering. She joined Mount Royal as an interior design sessional instructor in 1989. In 1995, Jackie received tenure and served as chair of the department until 2005. Her talents were recognized with a Distinguished Faculty Award in 1998. And Jackie was so dedicated to teaching that even after leaving her position in 2008, she continued as a contract instructor for another 9 years. Jackie shared her strategic and design expertise in projects around campus, including the Dr. John T. Garden Memorial Park, the Mount Royal Faculty Association Center, and the Department of Interior Design's office and studio. She recently published The Function of Beauty in Design Quarterly. Jackie, will you please come forward? It is now my pleasure to present an honorary Doctor of Laws in recognition of an individual's outstanding achievement in the academic, private, or public sector. Like much university protocol, honorary degrees date back to the Middle Ages and are often accompanied by the Latin words honoris causa, meaning for honorific reasons. I am pleased to announce that the Mount Royal University's Board of Governors, on the recommendation of the General Faculty's Council, is bestowing an honorary Doctor of Laws on Dr. Marianne Moser in honor of her exemplary leadership in Calgary, Alberta, and across the country. For the past 25 years, Marianne has built a career exploring where science and society meet, Currently, she is the President and Chief Executive Officer of TELUS Spark. In 2012, she co-founded Beakerhead, a festival that brings people together at the crossroads of art, science, and engineering. Marianne has been instrumental in Beakerhead's growth to the point where it engages over 200 organizations and saw annual attendance exceed more than 130,000 people. Before Beakerhead, Marianne held a number of senior management positions and was an award-winning graphic designer, editor, and serial social entrepreneur. She created the BAM Science Communications Program and launched Canada's Iron Science Teacher Competition. Marianne served on many boards and committees, including MyTax Science Policy Fellowship of Canada and the Canadian Science and Engineering Hall of Fame. She currently sits on the Advisory Council International Science Festival Alliance out of MIT and Boston. With this introduction, Mount Royal University is proud to present Dr. Marianne Moser with this honorary Doctor of Laws. I would like to invite Dr. Moser forward to the podium where the President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Tim Raleigh, will officially confer the honorary Doctor of Laws, assisted by the Secretary of the General Faculties Council, Mr. Phil Warsaba.
Marianne Moser, by the power vested in me as the Vice Chancellor and is approved by the Mount Royal University Board of Governors and the General Faculties Council, I hereby confer the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa on you. Congratulations. Dr. Moser, I now invite you to address Convocation.
Thank you. It is a true honor to receive this degree, and also somewhat ironic, because I applied for a job here many years ago and did not get it. Allow me to explain. It was during a phase in my life when I was looking for a change and applying for all kinds of roles. Most of them were not right for me, so kudos to Mount Royal for their wisdom. My partner, sister, and two of my best friends have even struck a committee called the Save Marianne from Herself Committee, which they still convene from time to time as required. The job of this committee is to help me take the right amount of risk. I have a complex relationship with risk, and I suspect many of you do too, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Risk and how to avoid it. I am surprised at how many times people have told me that they admire my courage or willingness to take risks. I usually spin around and try and see who they're talking to, because it isn't me. I am very risk averse. I am not a fan of failure. You might be thinking, well, if you are so risk averse, how is it that you've started so many ambitious projects? It's simple. Risk-taking is completely different than enthusiastically setting ambitious goals and working hard to achieve them. I think sometimes mistake having high aspirations with having a risk-taking personality. Some people think astronauts are risk-takers. In fact, the daily work of the space program is to reduce risk. I want to share with you a story that shows you that I come by my risk aversion honestly. And then I want to connect this to what you might be thinking, which is, I've just spent many years and dollars getting a degree, I followed instructions, I took the necessary steps. Isn't this the time I should be taking risks? Well, maybe. But there are actually ways to build fantastic, rewarding careers by imagining the future you want and then working towards it, reducing the risk of failure. I know everybody talks about failing early and failing often as though it's desirable. It's inevitable, but it's not the goal. My story is about a memorable leap that led me to prefer controlled steps over risky leaps. I was about 7 years old. My father took my sister and I to the Canadian National Exhibition, it's like the Stampede, only without horses, in Toronto. We lived in the country, so this was a very big deal for us. I was vibrating with excitement. My sister and I convinced my father that we should go on the Flyer, which is a giant roller coaster. It's super old-fashioned. It's like a massive train on a wooden track, and it clacks up and down these hills. My father didn't want to go on, so my sister and I waited in line. And when it was time for us to get on to the platform, ready to board the train, I was outside of my skin. There was probably a message that said, "Stay back until the train has come to a complete stop," but I couldn't hear it. And before I knew it, I was flying through the air at this train, uncontained joy, and started to descend in between two of these massive cars. The horror of my very serious mistake had fully registered when I felt two grips of steel underneath my arms, yanking me out from underneath this train. I think there was shouting too, but honestly, I couldn't hear anything. I was just filled with shame and fear. I know we got put on the train. I don't remember the ride. All I remember was how afraid I was. My father was very intimidating, and I was afraid that he would hear about this. I swore my sister to secrecy. My white pants were stained with grease up to my thigh, and we got off the train. My father didn't even notice. But I was forever muted by that, and it's probably a good thing. There's a moral of the story, which is, I want to tell you the moral, and then we'll get back to the gist of this. The moral is this: your greatest strength, in my case, enthusiasm, may also be your greatest weakness, and you need to learn how to direct it. Your greatest strength may also be your greatest weakness, and you need to learn how to manage it. So back to the main point. Many new graduates worry about getting a job in their discipline. But in my experience, your chosen discipline right now is not as important as having discipline. Literally, a little bit of self-discipline can save your life. And most importantly, it will allow you to focus on what you need to do, which is acquire skills with your new degree in hand. And you can pick up these skills in almost any field at first. You just need to practice and practice and practice and get good. At the start of your career, skills are the goal. Why? Because skills open doors. When I first graduated, I was applying for jobs very liberally, even those, I even included in the job search positions that were not in my discipline. My father had taught me how to copy edit. And based on that, I applied for a job in an art gallery at the Banff Centre. There was a test as part of the interview, and I got the job, ready to apply my brand new degree in zoology. Those editing skills got me the job, and on the job I acquired more skills, and they built up my skills repertoire, and in a few years, doors started to open. Yes, the demand for skills changes all the time, but once you've learned one language, it's easier to learn another. Skills open doors. So I would encourage you to master something. You can't control the world around you, but you can control how you're going to contribute to it. Those skills end up being your risk mitigators. They are the things that build rockets. Skills are the things that keep astronauts alive. Skills, not risks. Skills turn into skipping stones, and those steps are different than leaps. The steps allow you to make a dotted line rather than a hope and a prayer to reach your goals. How many times have you applied for a job that you did not get and wondered, how could they not have hired me? I would be so good at that. The people doing the hiring need to see the dotted line. those skipping stones, that repertoire of skills, will eventually lead you to new doors. Don't be afraid of following them wherever they may take you. Just keep moving. Don't worry so much about the field in which you get those skills. And then, this is the clincher. When a door is before you, open it. Say yes. And maybe that's where the risk comes in. It's not the risk of leaping into the unknown. It's the risk of saying yes to the as yet unknown. For me, it turned out that those communication skills, matched with my science degree, were exactly what I needed to do what I wanted to do with my life, which was share my passion for science with others. Those stepping stones all eventually formed a coherent path, but you can't see it when you're on it. Some people would shorten the life lessons that I've just shared with you in this single phrase: learn before you leap. But now we all know that I'm afraid of leaps, and I'm still very ambitious. So I've shortened it to this phrase, which is learn before you lead. I wish you all the best as you find your next steps, big or small, and stay safe. There's a roller coaster coming.
Thank you, Dr. Moser. Congratulations to our Professors Emeriti, Joanne Baxter and Jackie McFarland, and thank you for your exemplary service to Mount Royal University. It's my great pleasure to share today's ceremony with all of you, and today we celebrate our graduating students. And while I hope you will all stay connected with us, this is our last chance to hold you captive, one foot out the door, and urge you to reflect on your time at Mount Royal University. Mount Royal University, as you've learned, is a student-focused university. In fact, the most student-focused university I have ever encountered. The university has done everything possible to give you what I will call the 3 C's. So let me tell you about those. The first C, in your hands today, credentials. You completed the requirements in your chosen discipline, meeting the litmus test of academic rigor. This meant completing those essays, passing those exams, delivering those presentations, not an easy feat. But there's more. You had the chance to be part of research projects alongside faculty members. Being part of research projects alongside faculty members at the undergraduate level is fairly rare, so I hope you would treasure that experience. At Mount Royal, you also got real experience through co-ops, practica, field studies, and community service. You went out into the world and you applied what you learned in the classroom. I often hear from employers who appreciate Mount Royal graduates because you have experience that makes you ready for work on day one. You are more than job ready, you are work ready. You are armed for an ever-changing world. So what does this all mean? It means that you already have a proven track record. So I urge you to be confident in what you have learned and what you have done. Take that step. Don't wait until everything is perfect or certain. You have all likely heard the story of the tortoise and the hare. A hero of mine and noted psychologist Carol Dweck reframes the story, and she tells us, as children, we were given the choice between being the talented but erratic hare or the plodding but steady tortoise. The lesson was supposed to be that slow and steady wins the race. But really, did any of us want to be the tortoise? No, we just wanted to be a less foolish hare. We wanted to be swift as the wind and a bit more strategic, say, not having so many snoozes before the finish line. The story of the tortoise and the hare is trying to put forward the power of effort, but it gave effort a bad name. It reinforced the image that effort is for plodders and suggested that in rare instances, when talented people drop the ball, the plodder could sneak through. So don't be afraid to be the hare. Get in the race, make a move. Perhaps that's a move into entrepreneurship, a fulfilling career, or further graduate studies. So use your credential. Through your time at Mount Royal, you have shown you are capable and you have the credentials to prove it. The second of the 3 C's is critical thinking. Because you took courses in your major and general education outside your discipline, you were exposed to different ways of thinking, of doing, and being. and you are stronger for it. You have more than knowledge. Your liberal education means you know how to inquire, how to listen, and how to discern. Critical thinkers are independent thinkers. You assess rather than assume, are inquisitive rather than accepting, open-minded rather than set in your beliefs and your ways. In an ever-increasingly polarized world, those who have the capacity to think for themselves are at a definite advantage. One only need turn on the television or watch a video clip from any 24-hour news organization to know that the world needs more people like Mount Royal University graduates who are capable of seeing beyond the story that is presented. So because of your critical analysis, you are better prepared to forge your own path, no matter the direction that you choose. In life, there are people I call stretchers. They are the ones who think and experience life outside their own silos. My observation is that stretchers are more adaptable to change, less rigid in their opinions, and are solution-oriented. They use their critical thinking skills to successfully navigate their way through unfamiliar territory. So, graduates, I encourage you to stretch and keep your critical thinking skills sharp and at the ready. They can really make the world of difference to you and the people around you. So the first two C's, credentials and critical thinking, and the third C is caring. At Mount Royal, we pride ourselves on being a welcoming community. The You Belong Here brand is lived and it is real. We care deeply about the experience that you had at Mount Royal, that you grew as a person and you were supported along the way. We know you will go into the world and take your MRU experience with you and live a life characterized by empathy for the experience of others and a strong desire to contribute to a better world. Today, we are celebrating your accomplishments, and I know that you'll want to acknowledge and recognize those people who helped get you here today, the people you care about and who cared about you. Graduates, you reap the benefits of a world-class teaching faculty, instructors who know you by name, know your goals, know your aspirations. And whether you met with them, with staff one-on-one, or they worked diligently behind the scenes, they were committed to your success. So with that, graduates, may I ask you to join me in a round of applause for the Mount Royal faculty and staff who helped you along the way. Of course, there's a very important group of people who helped pave the way for your success, your friends and your family, some of whom are with you here today. So graduates, may I ask you to please rise as you are able, and if you have guests here today, look over to them, wave, and give them a round of applause. Thank you. And thank you, friends and family, for the support of the graduates. Before I finish up on the topic of caring, let me say that while caring for others is important, you must also care for yourself. As you leave here, please remember to look after yourselves, your own mental and your physical health. When things get tough, and they will, it's just the way life works, speak to yourself like you would speak to someone else having a hard time. Be kind to yourself. It's true, you are imperfect. We all are. It's true, in hindsight, you might have done things differently, but that's okay. You are perfect in your imperfection, and you have learned through your experiences. Embrace the world and each other with compassion, enthusiasm, and optimism. It's not always the easiest thing to do, I know, but by seeking out the positive, the solution, you can bring light into the darkest of situations. This is both an important personal skill and leadership skill. While people will see you as a go-to person, what's important is that you have the ability to draw on your own skills and lead yourself through difficult times. And when you can't, you will have built a caring world around you that can support you when you most need it. So graduates, those were the 3 C's: credential, critical thinking, and caring. Remember these C's as you move into the next phase of your life. They will serve you well. And remember that you are not alone. Mount Royal will always be here for you. You are joining an engaged, vibrant group of more than 105,000 Mount Royal alumni. We truly hope you will stay connected to your alma mater. So graduates, I thank you for choosing Mount Royal, and I will end with one last C, a kind of gift with purchase, if I may, and that is, I and the entire MRU community offer you the final C, which is congratulations. . And now, as we move into the main event, in a few moments, we will present Mount Royal University's Fall 2019 graduates. Guests are welcome to take pictures, but we ask you to remain in your seats. A professional photographer will take a photo of each graduate crossing the stage, and a complimentary photo will be given to two graduates from Alumni Relations. Please do to celebrate loudly when your graduate crosses the stage. Graduate students, as you leave the stage, you will be officially welcomed into the alumni family by a member of the Mount Royal Alumni Council. With that, it is my pleasure, under the authority vested in me under the Post-Secondary Learning Act of Alberta, with the approval of the General Faculty's Council of this great university, I hereby confer the degrees, diplomas, and certificates to the candidates who appear in today's program, whether they be present or absent. The graduates, actually, let's have a round of applause. That's the official part. We are law-abiding here at MRU, and so that's by the law. Graduates will now be presented individually and receive their parchments, and I invite Dr. Jennifer Pettit, Dean of the Faculty of Arts, to join me in congratulating the graduates from the Faculty of Arts. Faculty on stage will also be invited to congratulate the graduates. I don't think we could stop them, so we've invited them to help congratulate you.
President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Tim Raleigh, Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Dr. Jennifer Pettit, and faculty members will now come forward to acknowledge the graduates from the Faculty of Arts as they receive their parchments. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Arts, Anthropology, Megan Dorothy McFadden. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Arts, English, Josh M. Allen. Mandy Marie Irving. Kai Fu Tran. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Arts, History, Mateus Ferrari Pareda. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Arts, Policy Studies, Austin Bradley Croft. Munir Alexandra Ferraro. Jamie Donald McGilvery. Gavin Scott Pollard. Harbakesh Singh Sekhon. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Arts, Psychology Honors, Vanessa Catherine Boulay. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Arts, Psychology, Sean William Affey. Ikra Latif. Megan Ann Schultz. Laura Vedagita. Evangeline May Zimmerhansel. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Arts, Sociology, Sabrina Ekmud. Gehekashan Arshad. Patrick Kenneth Burt. Ashley Bermudez Garcia. Tiffany Fatima Leal. Alma Sabovich. Arnelli Santiago. Simon Samir. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Arts, Criminal Justice Honors. Ashley Marie Drolet. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Arts, Criminal Justice. Tahira Bakarish Rad. Tess Delaney Bickley. Chantel Ruth Kalya. Megan Danielle Carver. Georgia Griffiths. Kennedy Alexandra Hersikorn. Amy Sarah Jansen. Ashley Kristen Lapointe. Devin Overby Nielsen. Tina Olisiger. Daniel William Parker. Nikki Zhu Suzanne Resurrection. Alexis Shweta. Shaylin Jacqueline Thomas. Melina Sue Toy. Lakin Jean Watson. This concludes the graduates of the Faculty of Arts at Mount Royal University. President and Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Tim Raleigh, Dean of the Faculty of Business and Communication Studies, Dr. Elizabeth Evans, and faculty members will now come forward to acknowledge the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Communication Studies as they receive their parchments. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Business Administration, Accounting, Hannah Marie Collins. Sam Gallup. Drake Richard Norton. Pawandeep Singh Saidhu. Star Tume. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Business Administration, General Management, Amina Aftab. Lena Adele Ben Harara. Eliza Catherine Carroll. Gamani Surshenla De Silva. Brandon Tyler William Gill. Mohammed Suleiman Hamid. Samantha Elizabeth Hust. George Coles. Ross Mackenzie Moffett. Tanner Riley Pochapsky. Jarrett Andrew Rayfuse. Carlin Brunel Renwick. Hala Tawfik. Carlos Tovar. Chelsea Christian Wolf. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Business Administration, General Management, Cooperative Education. Haitham Osama Alani. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Business Administration, Marketing. Sania Ismailzada. Sania will also graduate with a major in General Management. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Communication, Information Design, Christine Hadwell. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Communication, Journalism, Shonda Elizabeth Lamont. Rayanne Sabah. Miriam Ayabola Tyro. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Communication, Public Relations, Umika Tina Ball. Madison Barron. Sarah Bartlett. Mark Andrus Bezdek. Camille Rochelle Blackman. Charlotte Deanna Boschelak. Sarah Kathleen Brunette. Colleen Ray Corey. Megan Coveney. Chindong. Adelina Gashi. Natasha Chantel Gonzalez. Riley Lynn Harrigan. Kira Rochelle Hawes. Sarah Elizabeth Humble. Carissa Amber Jakubik. Kristen Lee M. Kerr. Taryn Michelle Kraus. Gabrielle Ramey Lemoyne. Rachel Claire Bacarville. Allison Stacy McDonald. Caitlin Rachel McKenna. Madison Cynthia Buke McLennan. Madison Lee Moore Runquist. Moira Kirsten Muir. Emily Nuttall. Catherine Querin. Ruby Angelica Reginden. Megan Dawn Thomas. Jessica Lane Tkachuk. Kenzie Jennifer Weber. Lauren Jeanette Zandy. Presenting the graduate of the Aviation Diploma, Isaiah Robert Onischuk. Presenting the graduates of the Business Administration Certificate, Human Resources, Lillian Ninkovich. This concludes the graduates of the Faculty of Business and Communication Studies at Mount Royal University. President and Vice-Chancellor Dr. Tim Raleigh, Dean of the Faculty of Continuing Education and Extension Dr. Brad Mahan, and faculty members will now come forward to acknowledge the continuing education and extension graduates as they receive their parchments. Presenting the graduates of the Business Administration Certificate, Marketing, Ahmed Mustafa Izat. Presenting the graduates of the Funeral Service Diploma, Carla Andriesco. Ashley Marie Kanash. Dallas Tennille Simpson. Presenting the graduates of the Massage Therapy Diploma, Mariska Millicent Baterina. Heather Bjornson. Malaya Jacinta May Bruno. Billie Jean Bunyan. Maria Gilchrist. Edward James Gregory. Lindsay Rianne Haley. Sarah Elizabeth Hunter. Sydney Ann John. Andrea Nora E. Lacroix. Lauren Marie Layton. Taylor Joseph Linus. Hannah Joelle Masto. Rihanna Middleton. Jessica Nora Mulvik. Katie Pippard. Abby Michelle Schneider. Chloe Hyde Scarrett. Daniel St. Michel. Aaron Lee Stoike. Danny Trong. Holly Claire Wilford. Kat Victoria Yansu. Caitlin Connie Young. Mateus Ezekiel Zapata. Calvin James Zalisco. Emma Elizabeth Upshaw. Presenting the graduates of the Personal Fitness Trainer Diploma. Alexa Ray Sarah Lynn Connolly. Kyle Christopher Davenport. Jenna Dawson. Andy Dieppe. Sarah Marie Fitzpatrick. Ely Mendoza. Madison Ann Newell. Benedict Bekenya. Caden Scott Pilling. Aaron Conrad Shaw. Courtney Selena Fern Stevenson. Sean Paul Walling. Martina Cheryl Willerton. Presenting the graduates of the Funeral Director Certificate. Jordan Wesley Grant. Presenting the graduates of the Employment Preparation Certificate. Zachary William Charnock. Jonathan Kyle Galang. Asil Hussam Gabari. Brittany Isabel Goody. Peter Francis Hulse. Batia Kusi Secretary. Madison Claire Latta. Brandon Victor Lively. Alexandra Jewel McIsaac. Alex Christian Patanzi. Austin Joseph Repetowski. Chelsea Ann Roddick. Nicholas Kevin Jack Slade. Piper Ann Watson. This concludes the graduates of the Faculty of Continuing Education and Extension at Mount Royal University. Sorry. Correction. One more. Kylie Monique Wan. President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Tim Raleigh, Dean of the Faculty of Health, Community, and Education, Dr. Stephen Price, Director of the School of Nursing and Midwifery, Dr. Elizabeth Vander Kerkhoff, and faculty members will now come forward to acknowledge health, community, and education as they receive their parchments. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Child Studies, Child and Youth Care Counselor, Desiree Leanne Barnard. Janessa Christine Taylor Kutanaaki. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Education, Elementary, Sabrina Ashraf. Brittany Donna Maria Lamoureux. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Health and Physical Education, Ecotourism and Outdoor Leadership, Victoria Kathleen Dickinson. Danielle D. Gervais. Randy Klein.
Really good.
Sydney Elaine Olivia Litwin. John William Maitland. Leah Violet Ann Medwin. Reed Gordon Westron. Rachel Ann Whiteside. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Health and Physical Education, Physical Literacy, Megan Lee Bernier O'Kane. Manzanil Nika Hinalola. Parker Nathaniel McDonald. Nicole Patricia Mountford. Shepard Montombani. Graham Edward Schiebel. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Health and Physical Education, Sport and Recreation Management, Kelly Marie Elizabeth Goodman. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Nursing, Olga Luzhnava. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Applied Ecotourism and Outdoor Leadership, Catherine Gladys Saida. Presenting the graduates of the Social Work Diploma, Nadisha Crystal Duncan. Tara Lee Cardinal. Mitchell Ryan Gibson. Laura Vanessa Gomez. Alyssa Holt. Alicia Hope Makowski. Veronica Josephine Marlowe. Heather Marie McCracken. Brina Newborn. Hannah Ovenden. Cherokee Bella Prince. Tatiana Solda Salguero. Presenting the graduate of the Advanced Studies in Critical Care Nursing Certificate, Critical Care Nursing, Diane Maria Dela Cruz Valente. This concludes the graduates of the Faculty of Health, Community Education at Mount Royal University. President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Tim Raleigh, Dean of the Faculty of Science and Technology, Dr. Jonathan Withy, and faculty members will now come forward to acknowledge science and technology graduates as they receive their parchments. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Computer Information Systems, Jorge Ivan Castano Dominguez. Ahmed Mohammed Jama. Sandra Nguyen. Maxwell Zachary Tyson. Catherine Noel Vickers. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Science, Environmental Science, Jordan Lee Chu. Justin Matthew Sear. Duncan Christian Shipley. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Science, General Science, Akil Manji. Tony Smith. This concludes the graduates of the Faculty of Science and Technology at Mount Royal University.
Thank you, graduates, and once again, congratulating on your outstanding achievements. One more hand for all the graduates. As I mentioned earlier, Elder McSeacom gifted an honor song to Mount Royal University, a sign that Mount Royal is a place where Indigenous knowledge and perspectives are embraced. Today, the honor song will be performed by the Sorrel Rider Singers. Graduate, please stay seated because this song honors you. I would now ask everyone else, if you're able, to please stand so we may honor our graduates. Please remain standing. Thank you, Sorrel Rider Singers and Elder McSeacom. The song is truly an honor. I would now like to invite my colleague, Dr. Brown, back to the podium to lead the time-honored tradition of the tassel toss. Dr. Brown.
Thank you, Dr. Raleigh. Before we conclude today's ceremony, we have one final assignment, a small rite of passage. Graduates, can I ask that you please rise as you are able? Your Convocation Regalia, the gown, the hood, the mortarboard, is a time-honored symbol of graduation. And until you graduate, the tassel on your mortarboard is worn on the right side. And you'll notice that those behind me are wearing theirs on the left. It is my distinct pleasure as Provost and Vice President Academic of this fine institution to congratulate you on your remarkable achievements and ask that you now move your tassel from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, mums and dads, grandparents, friends and family, I now present the graduating class of 2019. Congratulations.